Question 1 comes from John Meany, and John wants to know, who is the manager that had the biggest influence on you and gave you the most inspiration?
I'd have to say Keith Birkinshaw. I was fortunate to play under him in probably in recent history the most successful period, which was the early 80s, where we were able to go to two FA Cup finals and of course a UEFA Cup final in 84. Most would know the way that we wanted to play the game, the individuals in the team, your Glenn Hoddles, and of course bringing over the two Argentinians at that time was something that was very new and as we've found in recent years, very trend setting as well.
Absolutely.
But that was all down to Keith Birkinshaw and the way that he wanted to play the game and the vision that he had.
Robert Page wants to know, if you could show any film to your players to get them motivated, what would it be and why?
I think Any Given Sunday's the obvious one, and I would imagine that most people in my position would have stated that one. Green Mile.
The Green Mile, oh, great film.
It might be a difficult one for me to answer. Why? I don't know. I think it was that type of film that got the adrenaline
very powerful.
Flowing. Very powerful. I think there was the tingling sensation, and every time I've seen it, it has the same sort of effect on me.
As a player, can you remember any particular team talk that stood out for you that one of your managers gave to you that had a big effect or changed the game?
They all have their different ways. Jerry Francis was very, very good at half time, where he could assess. I think he assessed very much the problems of the first half, and I felt very powerfully could rectify it.
Okay.
George Graham, the same. I always remember George would come in at half time because he sat upstairs in that first half period, so the players would sit, and he would come straight in the door, and generally by how quickly that door opened, you could sense whether it was going to be a good or a fierce half-time team talk. But he was very good, and he would get straight into the players.
Lolly, BCFC, I'm assuming she's a Birmingham City fan. If you hadn't become a football manager, Chris, what would you be doing now?
When I left school, I'd already been at Tottenham for 3 years before that, from 13 through to 16. They felt that I still had a chance, but hadn't done enough to gain an apprenticeship. So I went away, got myself an apprenticeship as a lift engineer. So I'd done that for 4 years. Managed to qualify. I think almost the day after I qualified, I signed full-time at Tottenham, and fortunately for me, I got into the team very shortly after that.
Craig Curran wants to know, what's your favourite piece of memorabilia and where do you keep it?
Would be my FA Cup medal in '81. It was my first major achievement in the game. For the team that I played in, it was the majority of the players, it was their first achievement as well. Of course, we had Ozzy Ardiles who'd won a World Cup medal not too long before that. So I'm not sure it'd be his greatest achievement, but I do keep a lot of my memorabilia, programs and shirts, and to pass on to my grandkids and great-grandkids.
Chris, the next one's from Danny Stamp, who asks, if you could sign any player in the world bar Messi and Ronaldo, because that's just too easy, who would it be and why?
For me, it would be Wayne Rooney. He's a player of outstanding ability, has such an incredible desire to want to play. He's a winner. Sometimes that gets the better of him, as you know, as we've seen. But I think that's simply down to the fact that he loves playing the game. I think he is a great example when he's at his best, and the young players can see him on the training pitch and on the pitch and what he does best. He'll work hard, incredibly hard for the team. But I just think the whole package around him at his best is, I think is something very much to look up to. He is very much a team player, and as I say, at his best, he is very much one of the best.